What's up, everyone? So there's this 85-pound husky with these crazy ice blue eyes that literally the entire apartment complex started calling the wolf, right? And every single night at exactly 2:47 a.m., this dog would be outside a newborn baby's window just howling like crazy. So these parents thought, okay, this is aggressive behavior. We gotta catch this on camera. But yo, what they actually discovered is gonna completely flip everything you think you know about the most misunderstood breed in America. This is Luna, and this is the night she risked literally everything to prove that sometimes the wildest hearts understand love way better than we ever could. So 6 months ago, David Chen found this gorgeous silver and white husky tied to a shopping cart in a Walmart parking lot in Portland, Oregon. No collar, no tags, and her paws were straight up bleeding like she'd been running on asphalt for miles. She had these super distinctive markings. One blue eye, one green eye. Made her impossible to forget. But what really stopped David cold was the way she looked at him. Not with aggression, not with fear, just pure exhaustion mixed with something that felt like hope, you know? And if you're still watching right now and you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, I gotta be real with you. That low-key breaks my heart, because what you're about to witness in the next few minutes is literally why this channel exists. Luna's story isn't just about a dog. It's about trust, second chances, and this insane moment at 2:47 a.m. that's gonna change how you see loyalty forever. I don't want you missing stories like this. Stories that remind us what unconditional love really looks like. So please, smash that subscribe button right now. What happens next is gonna prove you made the right call. So David's husband, James, said it before David even finished telling him the story on the phone. Babe, no! We just brought Emma home from the hospital 3 weeks ago. Huskies are vocal. They're high energy. They're basically wolves. Our daughter needs sleep, not a howling machine next door. But David had already called the local rescue. Luna was coming home that Saturday with crystal clear boundaries. She stays in the guest room, James insisted, setting up barriers in their 2-bedroom apartment. Emma's nursery is the primary bedroom. Luna doesn't go near that door. I don't care how sweet she seems. One wrong move around our baby and she's going back. Any parent would think the same way, right? Like an 85-pound husky with an unknown past and a 3-week-old baby sharing 900 square feet? That's not paranoia. That's just responsible parenting. Except Luna had already decided who she belonged to. And no door, no rule, no human fear was gonna keep her from her purpose. The first night revealed everything. James woke up at 2 a.m. to Emma crying and found Luna sitting perfectly still outside their bedroom door. Not scratching, not whining, just sitting there with her ears perked forward, her whole body angled toward Emma's bassinet on the other side of that door, listening to every single sound their daughter made. "This is weird," James whispered to David at 2:30 a.m. after feeding Emma. "She's been out there the whole time. She hasn't moved to her bed, hasn't asked for water, she's just waiting." But here's what James couldn't see from inside that room. Every time Emma made a sound, a whimper, a coo, even just the rustle of her sleep sack, Luna's body would react. Both ears would shoot forward, her eyes would lock onto that door, and her front paws would inch closer like every instinct in her rescued body was screaming at her to get to that baby. Week 2 brought the real test. Emma developed colic. Endless screaming from 10 p.m. until 4 a.m., night after night after night. David and James took shifts, pacing their tiny living room with their inconsolable daughter, while Luna watched from the hallway. Separated by that closed bedroom door they'd put a child-proof lock on for extra security. One Thursday night at 2:47 a.m., David just collapsed on the couch, Emma finally quiet against his chest. "I can't do this anymore," he sobbed, his body shaking from exhaustion. "I love her so much, but I'm completely empty. I got nothing left." James carried Emma back to her bassinet. In his sleep-deprived fog, he made one crucial mistake. He forgot to engage the child-proof lock. The door was closed, but not secured. Just one turn of the handle and it would open. Luna's head snapped up the second James's footsteps faded into the bathroom. Her heterochromatic eyes locked onto that bedroom door. For 20 long minutes, she sat frozen, every fiber of her being pulling her toward the baby she'd been hearing cry for weeks. But she'd been trained by abandonment to follow rules. Good dogs obey. Good dogs don't break trust. Good dogs don't get left in parking lots. But what if obeying the wrong rule meant failing at the right job? At 2:47 a.m., exactly 2 weeks after coming home, Luna made her choice. Luna stood up slowly, her 85 pounds moving with the silence that wolves perfected over millennia. She walked up to the door and pressed her nose against it. One gentle push with her paw, the handle turned. The door opened 6 inches. She slipped inside like a ghost. The room was dark except for this little star projector spinning constellations across the ceiling. Emma was sleeping in her bassinet, her tiny chest rising and falling, her miniature fingers curled into little fists by her face. Luna approached slowly, her paws making zero noise on the carpet. And then she did something that would have sent James into full panic mode if he'd witnessed it. She laid down right next to the bassinet, her body forming this warm barrier between Emma and the door. Not touching, not disturbing, just present. The guardian nobody asked for, the protector everyone feared. This became her secret mission. Every single night after the apartment went quiet, Luna would wait for that door to be left unsecured, push it open, and take her position. An 85-pound shadow standing watch over innocence. For 3 weeks, Luna kept her secret. 3 weeks of silent protection nobody knew about, until the night her disobedience saved Emma's life. It was 2:51 a.m. on a Monday when Luna smelled something wrong. Smoke. Her nose lifted, nostrils flaring. The smell is faint, coming from the kitchen, but getting stronger. In the darkness, she could see thin gray wisps curling under the bedroom door. Luna shot to her feet and threw back her head, releasing that primal howl that gets Huskies banned from apartments. Awoo! David and James exploded out of the guest room. James froze in Emma's doorway. Luna stood over their daughter's bassinet, howling at the ceiling, her body blocking Emma from the smoke seeping under the door. Fire! David screamed. The kitchen! James grabbed Emma while David sprinted to the kitchen where his phone charger had short-circuited. Flames climbed the wall. He grabbed the fire extinguisher and put it out in 30 seconds that felt like hours. When the smoke cleared, James sat on the floor, Emma safe in his arms, and looked at Luna. You've been protecting her this whole time, he whispered, tears streaming down his face. I'm so sorry I didn't trust you. Luna's tail wagged. She leaned forward and gently licked Emma's tiny hand. That morning, they moved Luna's bed into Emma's room, where it always should have been, because sometimes the most broken souls just need someone brave enough to trust them. So what really makes a dog dangerous? The breed or our fear?